I want to compare him to PJ Simon because PJ had the same kind of story. 5th-round pick, nobody knew anything. He came up from Cebu. Um, Paul was cut from Ateneo last year, and so nobody really was thinking much about him. And of course, PJ goes on to have a Hall of Fame career.
People were also happy, Ginebra fans were happy about the way Paul Garcia played. Just,
But yeah, they weren't the only ones happy about the way Paul Garcia played. We were happy. We obviously were happy enough to give him a 2-year deal, a 3rd-round pick. I never saw Paul play until the what do you call it? The PBA Combine. That's the first time I saw him play, and he just kind of caught my eye the way he was getting to the 3-point line and down in the corner, and how hard he was running, how well he defended, and he was a run and jump guy. He was athletic and long arm, and so we weren't really planning on drafting him at all. But then Olsen, because we had talked about him, I had talked about him. I said, I like this guy. And so Olsen at the end, when the 3rd round was coming, he said, hey, Paul's still available. You want to take him? And we were like, we're debating, no, we can't. Our lineup is too full, and I don't want to cut the guy, and just bring him in to cut him. And at the very end, right at the very end, we go, okay, let's do it. So we did it. We drafted him. And he came into practice, and from the first moment, he was impactful. He was very impactful in our practices. And we knew pretty quickly that he was going to make the team. But we didn't want to tender him an offer because, again, our lineup was full. We told him that, I told him personally that I think he's going to make the team, but we're going to wait till after Macau and then make that decision for him. And so I said, if you have another offer, you can take that offer. But if you want to stick with us and try it, I go, again, I think you can make this team, but I can't give you any guarantees at this point. And so he practiced continually, even better and better and better, and went to the game. Did some really nice stuff in the game, not just offensively at the end of the game, but through the game and defensively. He made a couple, guarded their import for a while, blocked his shot. So, he just, again, I mentioned it to one of you guys that I want to compare him to PJ Simon. Because PJ had the same kind of story. 5th-round pick, nobody knew anything. He came up from Cebu. Paul was cut from Ateneo last year, and so nobody really was thinking much about him. And of course, PJ goes on to have a Hall of Fame career. And I'm not predicting that for Paul, but just the fact that they are kind of a in-betweener between point guard and off guard. He's not really a point guard, doesn't handle the ball that well. He's kind of undersized for a 2-guard, but just like PJ was. And I think in our system, I think that combination can work for us. Maybe not for other teams that want a pure point guard, but for us it can work. So we're going to keep him, and we expect him to play. We expect him to be a real solid part of the rotation. And, of course, he's going to have to continue to earn it. But so far, every day in practice, he is absolutely earning it. I think everybody, to a man, is impressed.
Coach, did his performance against Taipei seal the deal?
Not for me, but for the management, because management was there watching him. They're like, "Who is this guy?" So yeah, and that was the key. I think the key was I think internally in the coaching staff and the players, they knew Paul could play, but we still had to convince management because they don't see him every day like we do, and we're like I said, we're overstocked in our lineup, so we had to ask for an extra position on the team, and. So when he performed well in Macau, it cemented the management's mind that he needs to be on the team. So And I'm tickled pink that he got a 2-year deal. You know, most third rounders don't get a 2-year deal, and so it's good that he got a 2-year deal.